Hi, I am so happy to be back. So I have not made a video in super long time, and one of my New Year's resolutions is to never go so long without having fun and making a video. All I gotta say is that I have spent way too much time working, and honestly, that's really counterproductive because um taking a line from my favorite movie, all work and no play makes for a dull life. Okay, that's not exactly the quote, but anyway, that's the truth. And so here I am, and here's Pumpkin. He wants to say hello. He always wants to see what's going on. When I get my packages, he's always wondering if the box is for him. And the answer is always yes. Anyway, I am so happy to be back. This is the beginning of a 3-week vacation I have, and I swore that it would be filled with A, lovely presents for myself and my cabbies and my other dolls, B, fun, 3, creativity. Okay, so I think I just went from A to numbers, letters to numbers, but I do not care. Like, I even considered scripting out what I'm gonna say, and you know what, I'm so freaking sick of planning and writing things that are for work. And I know this isn't work, but it feels like it sometimes. I just don't want it to be work. But I promise 2 things. Number 1, I'm gonna talk a lot faster than I usually do, and I think in the past I was really careful and cautious because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube, but I'm like, okay, you're a little too careful and a little too cautious, and it kind of keeps me from having fun, and it also makes the video super, super long. Now, I understand this is at a crooked angle. Oh well. Anyway, I'm not a professional. And so I promised I promised myself that these 3 weeks and every day afterwards would be filled with tons of more fun, tons of more dolls and doll topics. And today, I have a couple topics, and I have a new cabbie, and I've had a lot of cabbies since I started collecting. I think I have 34 in all, and that is not counting my first softie, which is Harry Dearborn. He's a 1984 baby, and I fell in love with his red hair. Oh my God, just look at him. And he's got his original outfit. He came with all the paperwork, and to me, as the kind of collector, I guess you can say that I am, kind of matters but doesn't matter. Like, honestly, when I get a cabbie, in my mind, I'm not like, how much is this gonna sell? Is the resale value, are they gonna retain their resale value? To me, it's just the joy of collecting, and of course the joy of receiving the doll. And honestly, I kind of collect for keeps. I don't think about moving a doll along. And right now I have a good amount. I have 34 vintage, well, actually 34 vintage original kids, not the little people, but I'm talking about the 1983 and the 1980s versions. And I also have like 4 or 5 play-alongs within that 34. And then I have like some minis, and I have Norma Jean, who's about 8 inches, all vinyl, and she's a cutie pie. Anyway, this is Harry Dearborn, and he's one of the 3 softies I'm gonna have. He's my first one. The 2 are on their way. They should have arrived today though, and I'm thinking they're gonna arrive tomorrow, but the tracking said today, but with the holidays and all that. But he's such a cutie. Now, I'm not gonna plan on collecting more, and he has his original outfit. He came with all his paperwork. And I'm not gonna take off this hat. They didn't take it off, his original owners. And oh wait, did they? Oh yeah, they just safety pinned it, only because I doubt it's gonna fit this like big head of hair. And I'm probably gonna change him out of this outfit. I already bought him a Christmas outfit, and I'll make a video for that. And I'll probably put this original outfit away. I always do that. If it needs a wash, I wash it, and I put it away carefully in tissue paper and make sure it's like acid free and all that. And I just keep their original outfits. Rarely do I keep them in their original outfits. I'm not that kind of collector that needs like the Cabbage Patch original outfits. Yeah. I like them. They're cute, but I always like to dress them in new stuff and change them with the seasons and all of that good stuff. So I'm going to make sure he doesn't fall over. And I just have some of my cabbies. I wasn't able to get outfits for all of them. I just got a few. These 5 outfits are from Dressing Dollies. I'll put the link below, but the proprietor is an amazing seamstress. So much detail. And back in the summer when I bought this Etta, this gorgeous girl's outfit, I had asked the shop owner, if she could make me a matching outfit for Burgess here. They came in like red velvet outfits. Oh, Harry, you're gonna sit on my lap. So they came in red matching velveteen outfits, and I'm like, wow, I really want them to match because they're twins. And so in December, she wrote me a message on Etsy, and she said, okay, we found enough fabric to okay, I don't know if Edo's gonna fall. I hope she doesn't. To kind of, to have them twinning. And so this is a cute little vest that's made out of corduroy, the same beautiful little gold buttons. And here, I'm going to lay him down for a bit. On this side, it's, I guess you can even reverse this if you wanted to. It's so cute. And so I had wanted kind of like a newsboy cap, and they didn't have enough material for that. But that's okay. I'm going to shop around for one. And maybe I won't get this exact material, the checkered one, but maybe I'll find a red one, a corduroy one to go, or it didn't even have to be corduroy, but a red one to go with his vest. And that'll be cool. And then, you know what? This is my favorite cabbie right here, Francine Birdie. She's pretty special to me. She's a 1983. I found her on Etsy. And wow, I'm so bad with facts. She's from the Pea Factory. And I recently ordered a Cabbage Patch book, collector's book from the 80s. And, when I was reading through it, it said that the Pea Factory cabbies, they tended to be larger and they tended to have thick hair. And she does. That's why her ponytails stick straight up the way they do. It totally reminds me of like the cabbie illustrations you would see like in the cartoons, or sometimes in their packaging, like, those, really big pigtails. And I just love that. And her hair's a little off. But anyway, I love her outfit. And I had already ordered those red kind of patent leather shoes earlier in the summer for another cabbie, my little cabbie sailor. I had bought her a sailor outfit, and it went like super well. Anyway, since I started collecting in March, I have ordered cabbies. I love every single one of them. And I've kind of slowed down in my collection. There are a few cabbies that I want to start collecting. Popcorns. But you know what? I don't know if I can pay $275 or $150 for them. And sometimes I want a specific head mold. For example, I love head mold number 2. Well, you can see, I love head mold number 2, but the popcorns were not made with that head mold. I think they started with head mold 5. Now, by the way, I want one of those too. So what I think I will do is I'm going to have a cabbie rerouted. And I belong to a lot of Facebook groups. I belong to a lot of Facebook groups, and there are tons of wonderful collectors that do rerouting, and they customize cabbies. And I have no problem with that. I'm not like an originalist. I mean, that's my own term I'm coming up with, where it has to be everything original, the clothing, and sometimes people go as far as matching of course the clothing to the original cabbie, the original clothing, but they also, go as far, if it's Jesmar, matching Jesmar clothing to the Jesmar cabbie, or if a doll is made in a certain country, they want the clothes to match and they want the shoes to match, and they want that mark, and that's fine. Everybody has their own system and their own way of bringing personal value to these cabbies, and their own way of collecting, right? And so, yeah, so that's cool. I love seeing that. I love people, who have that dedication. And it's a good idea because, that's kind of how you narrow down which cabbies you're searching for. And it kind of gives you direction. And it kind of keeps you from just collecting every cabbie that crosses your path because they're so darn cute. And so, yeah, so that's going to be my focus. My focus is going to be on finding, having one rerouted or a few. And head mold number 5. Ed is a head mold number 5. And I bought her because she was a twin. I wish I could top her ears, cover her ears when I say that. I wasn't particularly attracted to head mold number 5. And according from what I read, they're not that popular with collectors. Like, I love her, she's mine and I love her. But I wouldn't necessarily want a collection full of number 5s. However, I saw a rerouted number 5 and I don't know what it is about the hair, but wow, I love it. I love it. Anyway, another favorite head mold that I would like with the rerouting is head mold 2 and number 14. Oh my God, they're just adorable. Anyway, so I do have a new cabbie, and she's not like unique per se, but I just wanted to use this as an opportunity to kind of make a video and to kind of catch up. And so I kind of want to hear from you. Do you have I want to hear from you a lot actually. Do you have any particular system you use for collecting? Is there any specific head molds or type of cabbies you covet? You really want? Or, are you one that sticks to the original clothing? Or do you kind of venture out to, custom reproductions or just kind of whatever fits, I find that I tend to be more creative with my play along cabbies. I tend to buy them kind of more modern clothing, and I wouldn't mind, having them rerouted or, kind of using more modern, fun accessories with them. And so, yeah, it kind of goes with their more modern personalities. And so, yeah, so so apart from the popcorn, I'm going to open her up here. One of the other, wait, let me take okay. When I bought Harry, this little guy, I was kind of disappointed that they wrapped him in a lavender trash bag. And the thing is, he came with a strong smell. Thankfully, it's almost gone. Please don't do that. I'd rather just have him smell like nothing. I don't need strong perfume. Unless you're going to put a baby powder wafer or sprinkle some baby powder on them. Oh my God, I don't want that perfumey, synthetic smell. Oh, I don't like it. Anyway, so yeah, so that's what I was looking into. And okay, so this is a preemie. I don't have any girl preemies, so that's another thing. I'm not particularly wanting to collect a lot of them. I have one with a pacifier, Reg. She'll be my second preemie. And really, that's kind of all I want. I love preemies and they're cute, but I wouldn't want a lot of them. And so when I saw her, I'm like, oh my God, she's adorable. And she is one that I would keep her original outfit. Yeah, because it suits her so well and it's in a really good condition. And I really liked her because of her outfit, but also because she's got the pinkest cheeks. And I thought to myself, is that, oh, they scented her. It's okay. What I found is that the scent wears off pretty quickly. Yeah, they scented her. It's okay. I'll fix it later. But another thing that really stood out was her pink cheeks and her complexion. I really loved it. It's a soft, very soft complexion. Now, one of her cheeks looks pinker than another on camera, but Oh, and in person, that's also true. Okay, so I gotta kind of fix that. And I will. It's not a problem. But I really like her complexion. The only thing is on camera it really is showing up like super vibrant, which kind of looks like she has like a strawberry birthmark or something. It's fine, I'll fix it. You know, one of the things I really love also is I love how, you know, a lot of collectors customize their dolls. And so some of them customize them with like fuzzy hair. Oh, I love that look. I know some Cabbage Patch Kids came that way with fuzzy hair, and it's fine. I don't care if it's customized and not the original. Like, number one, you know, if you look at my other videos, I have reborns too. I'm willing to pay a lot more for my reborns because they're, you know, handmade for one. And number two, you know, someone had to work on them, paint them, you know, it had to, you know, it's their vision. They're not mass produced. So I love that. So I'm willing to pay more. And also the second thing is that, you know, the materials that are used, but really it's more the individual artist's talent. And, you know, not that I don't appreciate these beauties, of course I do, but when it comes down to it, it's vinyl, it's yarn, and they are mass produced. So, you know, I don't see myself paying more than like maybe 150 for one. And I know that kind of limits the kind of cabbies that I'm gonna collect, which is good. I know I'm probably never gonna buy one of those softies that are handmade from Babyland exclusive. They're really cute, but I'm never gonna buy one unless it's from the secondary market and unless I get it for less than 150, which right now I don't think I will. They hold their value pretty well. And I've seen people sell theirs, and they cost almost as much as, yeah, almost as much as the ones you would buy now from, you know, Babyland you know, from Babyland. Sorry, sometimes I forget stuff, but yeah, from the Cabbage Patch headquarters, let's just call it that. And so yeah, so I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't spend that much. That doesn't mean I don't appreciate cabbies, but there's like a limit. And even with my reborns, there's a limit of what I will pay. So yeah, look how perfectly she fits in. She's so cute. She only needs, I want to get her some booties, you know, and actually that's one of the projects I'm gonna take on is sewing this holiday season. I have my book. I should have brought it over. It's over here. I bought it in the summertime because I thought to myself that I would start sewing for my dolls, not just my cabbies, but my reborns as well. And so, and not just that, like a lot of times I'll find myself on the net, okay, like on Facebook for hours. And I had originally wanted to get into collecting because I wanted it to be like a creative outlet for my writing. And I also wanted to begin sewing and crocheting and all that stuff. So far, yeah, I've been writing some, you know, not as much as I'd like. I do kind of like little storytelling, picture storytelling with these cabbies. I love it. I have fun. And I get a lot of comments and a lot of people saying, hey, you should kind of do a storybook and make cards. And I actually am going to make a Christmas card with some of these cabbies. So that's pretty nice. And I'm going to send it out to my dolly friends. I have a couple pen pals that I keep in touch with. And so, yeah, so it's perfect. And this is the book. So, and it's got really simple projects that I can totally do. And one thing I noticed from looking on Etsy, like some of the outfits are really elaborate, like these, you know, they have detail. But some of them are actually simple. It's a fabric and the ribbon and the buttons that the seamstresses use. And I thought to myself, oh, I could do that. And yeah, I could do it. So I'm going to work on some of these projects. The the one I'm going to start with is going to be like the blanket. So I think it's project number 1. It is. And so I'm going to start with that because it's the easiest and it gets me to practice my stitching. So yeah, so so I'm wondering, do you guys have any, like, has collecting led you to like being creative and doing other things? I know a lot of collectors like to sew, they like to reroute the hair, and they like to kind of just find really, cabbies that need a lot of TLC, and they'll totally bring them back to life, like, even, and they'll look even better than their original form. And so yeah, so anyway, I just kind of wanted to touch base, and I also wanted to show you, I'm gonna put Harry here. I don't know if you can see him. Well, you can see half of him. Okay, so I also wanted to show you 2 dolls. They are not Cabbies, but I know I mentioned in my previous video, I think I did, how much I loved Cabbies when they, the Cabbage Patch Kids when they came out. And I know a lot of collectors, like me, never had a Cabbie growing up. And that's kind of where some of the desire to collect Cabbies comes from. And, I am just like that. I remember when they barely came out, Toys R Us used to send circulars in the mail, and I kid you not, I used to put one on my Christmas list, from the age of 5. They came out in 83. I was 5 years old. I'm dating myself, I know. And every year, up until the age of 10, I would put it on my Christmas list year after year, and I never got one. And I know that I mentioned in another video that I never had a doll growing up. And you know what? That's actually not true. I did not mean to mislead you. The thing is, I don't know how. I pride myself on having a good memory as far as like stories and life events. But I was looking through eBay, and I was looking at Cabbies, and I happened to come across these 2 little dolls. And I'm gonna just, let's see. Okay, I don't know why I put them way over there. Oh, let me see. I'm trying to use my cat's toy to get to this doll. Okay, so I'm not going to show you yet, but I came across these 2 cutie pies. And sorry, people, this, I know there's this Cabbage Patch video, but I came across these 2 lovelies. Okay, and I'm not good with detail. I guess I'll look it up later. But I know that when Cabbies came out, a lot of knockoffs came out too. I know there was like something crazy like sauerkraut or kraut dolls or something weird like that, and all kinds of pumpkin dolls, and all of them were knockoffs. So I don't know if these ice cream dolls were like a response to Cabbage Patch Kids and like a cheaper alternative. But I did get one for Christmas. And let me tell you the story really quick before I kind of sign off. So the story was that I went to like this little private school. It was not fancy, believe me. It was like a cut above inner city schools. Let me just tell you that. Okay. So anyway, or the schools where I lived in my community. Okay. So anyway, it was run by nuns. They were nuns. I'm trying to remember like from what order, but I don't think you'd care about that. Saint Jean de l'Estana. That's what it was. Okay. So anyway, they decided one Christmas, and I'll just kind of give you a little. They decided one Christmas that they were going to that. We would always do a gift exchange. Religion, of course, was really big. And so one of those, traditions was, Christmas tradition and of gift exchanging. And so they decided, we were in kindergarten, that all the girls would get dolls like this. And so my doll looked just like this. It was this size, except she had like a cotton and lace dress that looked just like this with a little pinafore, and it had tiny little strawberries. So I think it was meant to be a combination Cabbage Patch strawberry shortcake doll kind of knockoff. And so I remember, if it were not for these nuns, I don't think I would have ever had a doll. So my dad was really religious, and he was really involved in my school and all of that. And so the nun said, hey, you got to fork over $5. And my dad did, and all of us received the same gift. I thought that was like genius on part of the nuns, because it was cute, it wasn't expensive, and no one kind of got to, I hate to say this, kids can be a little bit cruel, but look down on somebody else for having like gotten stuck with a cheap gift, because sometimes that happens, back in the day, I remember there were some parents that used to go all out and spend more than $5. And I know there were some households who couldn't even afford the $5. So, you can tell when, the gift they would give they would buy for their kid to give to their Secret Santa or Kris Kringle, was, maybe bought at a discount store, and everybody knew it, and the kid felt bad, whoever received it, especially if they went all out and bought something fancy, and then there were tears and all that. And anyway, so that's kind of the ugly side of consumerism in Christmas, right? And so I remember I got mine, and I was so happy, and I remember I had her for such a long time, and I felt great about it. Like, I felt great, and I felt great. And she came with this little cutie pie, and I think she's kind of fashioned after Rainbow Bright, right? I'm thinking, look at that cute little pom-pom on her head. And so, I don't remember feeling bad for not having received a Cabbage Patch Kid. I really loved her. I don't know what happened with her, but I know I had her for a really long time. And, I don't know if I gave her away. Literally, one day she just disappeared. I don't remember giving her away. I just don't know what happened to her. I remember I kept her dress, though, because when I was about 11, my sister gave me this pink toy mouse. It was a stuffed mouse that when you shook it, it made a squeaking sound. And I remember I used a little strawberry dress for the mouse. And so, but I don't know what happened to this doll. And when I saw that the ice cream dolls on the internet, sorry, Harry, he keeps falling. I remember looking for one and saying, oh, I want to collect it. But they were selling for like $85 or more. Granted, they were slightly bigger, and they had their original clothing, and the cheapest was maybe $25-$30, but the hair was awful, and they were just in bad shape. And I thought to myself, dude, this was like kind of like a discount store doll. Like, that's just kind of, I see it as, profiting off of someone's memories, which is, again, the ugly part of capitalism. And so I was lucky. I think I bought them both for $20. And honestly, I love the creativity that someone put into making these dresses. It's really cute. Anyway, I think I'm going to log off now, and I hope you enjoyed my video. And I've got like lots of updates, lots of different, outfits I'd like to show you, but I will save that for later. I hope you have a Merry Christmas and that you're having lots of fun with your lovely Cabbage Patch Kids. So signing off and sending lots of love and Christmas cheer to you. Bye.